million people. Like, I don't understand why they're meddling in our election, interfering in our election, and want to silence the freedom of speech. And you're seeing that in the UK and Britain right now. They want to arrest people that say things that you might disagree with on social media and public spaces. The whole point of having freedom is being able to say things that you don't like, that others may not like, or vice versa. And it's insane to me how everyone in the world is trying to tip the scales against Donald Trump. The media is against Donald Trump. You've got, now the EU is against people hearing his truth. I mean, all these people, Iran is against him being back in office because he knows that he kills terrorists. They don't want that. They want a nuclear deal with Kamala Harris, which they'll get, and plus pilots of cash probably too, like Obama and everybody else. But it's just crazy to me that this is where we are. This is all just fine and dandy and normal, and it's anything but. But Donald Trump has to get out there. He's got to get his message out to as many people as he possibly can. He's never going to get a fair shake on mainstream media, and this is definitely a way to go to talk to people that maybe otherwise aren't tuning into the big networks.
Well, and Nancy, I was making a point earlier before you got on with friend Eve Miles Chong. This is actually a movement of anti-democratic sentiment all over the Western world and the countries that are influenced by Western democracy.
It is, and it's spilling over into political violence. I mean, this is, you look at Israel and Iran's proxies right now, this is an affront to the West, and they are influencing our campuses. They are brainwashing people across the United States and in Europe, and are instigating some of this violence, and they want to eradicate all things that are democratic. They want to eradicate democracy, and one of the tenets of democracy is having the freedoms that we enjoy today, and the freedom to be able to say whatever it is you want to say, even if we might disagree with it, but also the press, they're just not portraying the truth right now. And I'm ready to pull out my hair. I am probably more conservative now than I've ever been because I'm so pissed off at what the media is doing and not telling the truth. And they couldn't even admit the guy was shot at a rally, just a couple of weeks ago. I mean, I just can't even, it's unfathomable. That's where we are, which is why the November election is so important. But we got to get out of our traditional spaces. We got to stop talking to the echo chamber. We have to talk to independent voters. We have to talk to women, because otherwise we're not going to see a straight line to victory in November. We have got to get out of the traditional spaces and get our message to the independent voters, the people who are not affiliated with one party or the other, because they're disaffected for a reason, and we've got to get those people back.
I'm gonna hand it to Dan Ball here in just a second. But I'm gonna go to an audience question that we got here for Congresswoman Mace, and it's a little bit off topic, but it's a good question. And I don't know if you saw today, Congresswoman Mace, where you see Joe Biden after being at the beach again. He spent, just to be clear for the audience here, he has spent 40% of his presidency on vacation. He came back. And he just slowly shuffled into the White House bushes for whatever reason, and wouldn't even look at the press. They're asking him questions. It seems like at this point, it's like they're trying to drag the guy to the finish line. Do you think Joe Biden makes it to the finish line? Is he going to make it to November? Or are they going? Is this coup going to continue where Nancy Pelosi is going to actually remove Joe Biden from office? And is that politically advantageous for them?
Well, we were told months ago that they were going to replace Joe Biden. None of us believed it. If you peddled in that theory, you are a conspiracy theorist. I wouldn't put anything past them. I mean, at this point, I think anything is fair game, including kicking him out of the White House so they have President Kamala as the incumbent in November. Like, I wouldn't put it past him anymore. I don't think everything that has been rumored has come true. I mean, like, everything that MAGA has said is going to happen, predicted, has happened. Nothing surprises me anymore, and it's sad that that's where we are. And this is just, when we say it, it's a conspiracy, and then all of a sudden, a couple weeks or a couple months later, it actually happens. And I've had a lot of people ask me, hey, is this what they're doing now? And I didn't believe it before when they were going to replace them on the ticket, and they did it. I said that was conspiracy. And oh, by the way, it just happened 3 weeks ago. So I don't put it past them to do anything. I think they'll pull out all the stops. I think they hate Donald Trump so much they will destroy democracy to do that, to make sure he doesn't win. And I think everything is on the table at this point, which is, I think, a very scary endeavor.
And was this a coup, Congressman?
Oh, for sure.
Would you? Okay.
I mean, this was a conspiracy. This was a coup. I mean, this is all of the things. And they lied to the American people. I mean, one day they say Biden is totally with it. The next, they're threatening, allegedly, to pull the 25th Amendment on them. And, this is what politicians do. It's just a ruse. And by the way, Kamala is the Manchurian candidate. There's no other explanation for this. And, the fact that they just can't come clean is why it's so important that we really speak to that center-right, center-left voter to really show the truth of what they've been doing. This has been the plan all along. We're hearing rumors now that he might step aside entirely. I think it's really sad what has happened to him. He's deteriorated at such a rapid rate. They may not have a choice. I mean, if he's got to be wheeled around, in his final days, who knows what they'll do. But I think they'll do anything they possibly can. They think it'll win them an election. They don't care about America. They don't care about democracy. They'll do anything to destroy our country just to ensure Donald Trump doesn't get reelected. And that's really a precarious and dangerous place for our country to be.
And Nancy, that's what Nancy
here, right? There's a strong possibility that Trump wins. I firmly believe that he's going to win and that people are going to vote for him, but that doesn't mean we'll all vote for it. Just make sure that happens. The question now is, will they let him become president? I mean, what will they try to do to stop him from becoming president? I think that's the question.
Well, you saw Jamie Raskin, was it last week, that that they won't even allow it to happen if he were to win the election. I mean, these people, they're hypocrites. They are liars. They have been fooling America, and it's up to us to expose it every step of the way. Unfortunately, my district flooded last week for several days, and I wasn't able to get out there. We were dealing with torrential rain. It is incumbent upon us to show people what they're actually doing, what they say, and what their actions are, because they don't believe in America. They don't believe in freedom. They don't believe in democracy. They're willing to destroy it all because they don't like him. That's all. I mean, they're going to lose their shit when he gets on X. Like, officially back on X, and he's on the thing tonight and tweeting now on election day. They're going to lose it because they can't handle the truth.
Hey, Nancy.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to let...
I got one more minute. I apologize.
Oh, sure. I'm going to give it to Dan Ball. Go ahead, Dan Ball.
Hey, Nancy, it's Dan. How are you?
Good. How are you, sir?
Doing well. Back my show soon. My question to you is, when you were talking about copycat Kamala stealing Trump's no tax on tips, did you bring up the fact that last February 6th, her regime, along with the Biden regime, signed that new way with the IRS to track hospitality workers?
Oh, I did not realize that. I thought I saw a headline today. I haven't read about it yet, but I will bring it up next in my talk about it.
Yes, last February 6th, they doubled down on the report way to make sure they're getting all your tips. So this woman now tells you she's going to do no tax on tips, when a year and a half ago, this regime was just fine with having the IRS go after your tips even more. So they will not
tell the truth. And I would rather have someone I agree with or don't agree with all the time, 100% of the time. I'd rather get the truth, and you don't have to agree with Donald Trump on everything. But he's going to tell you the truth. He's going to own up to everything, every position that he has. He'll do all the interviews. These people on the left, they are lying to America, and we can't let them get away with it because the truth is at stake, and they have done everything they can to include being in bed with the media to lie to the American people. That's what they're doing. I appreciate you guys and get to talk to you guys once again.
They don't have a lot of good songs either.
Thank you, Congressman. Really appreciate it, especially on short notice. Shout out for the short notice. It was literally like 45 minutes notice. So thank you so much. Appreciate you guys.
I appreciate it.
Nancy Mace, 2028. All right.
Fantastic.
Okay.
I mean, this is the power of X Spaces, right? No other platform.
Some fucking hands to the chat.
Nowhere can you find or speak to an elected member of Congress or any politician for that matter. Because there's always a middleman. There's always a journalist who speaks to them, or they have their team speaking for them. But here's Nancy Mace speaking to us directly, answering our questions, and I mean that's fantastic. That's the power of X, and Elon Musk deserves all the credit in the world for making this happen.
No, because honestly, how many of us would have already been banned here? We'll get back to the conversation, but
even Elon.
Even Elon. Yeah. If he didn't buy X, he would have been banned already.
I mean, they would have banned him for any number of things. When he was criticizing the COVID lockdowns, when he was criticizing the vaccine, when he was criticizing the British government more recently. I mean, these are all bannable offenses. I mean, him talking about his son, the one who's dead, the one who was transitioned or whatever, that would be bannable because how dare you say there's only two sexes? How dare you?
Right. Absolutely. Let's go to some other people on the stage here before we get to the audience questions here, because we got a lot of them and we're going through them. And luckily they added this cool new feature where I can sort by most relevant. So make sure you go down there and like the questions that you like, and it makes it a lot easier for us to see them. And thankfully Marjorie Taylor Greene press release parody down there. You should definitely give her a follow. She's helping me monitor them as well, guys. Bottom right hand corner. Make sure you retweet the space as well. I mean, we're grassroots started this all of a sudden, sort of bringing people in. It's not pre-planned at all, and it seems to be going pretty well so far. Really appreciate all your support. In the meantime, let's go to Dallas down there. Dallas, what's going on, man?
What's going on?
God.
Good to see you, Jim.
Oh my God, I'm not sure about this. Hold on.
Yeah, a couple of comments quickly.
Oh my
Just on the EU point, the issue that you guys mentioned earlier. I mean, the arrogance to do that can only come from people who are so used to not having opposition that you think you can just do that, and that matters. That you can.
Am I wrong? Hold on, wait, his voice.
But again, you want to try to always cut through the noise, and ultimately, they're just scared.